Most people believe the path to wealth is simple: earn more money, buy valuable things, and slowly build a collection of assets. But there is a dangerous problem hiding inside that plan. Not everything valuable makes you wealthier. Some possessions look impressive on your personal balance sheet, while quietly draining your bank account every month. They require loan payments, maintenance, insurance, repairs, taxes, and upgrades. They consume money that could have been invested, and when you finally sell them, you may discover that they are worth far less than you paid. Technically, many of these things are still assets. An asset is simply something you own that has economic value. But a wealth-building asset does more. It should produce income, rise in value, reduce an important expense, or strengthen your financial position. That difference is what traps many people. Poor Stick buys something for $50,000 and says, "I now own a $50,000 asset." Rich Stick asks, "How much did it cost me? How much will it continue to cost me? What income will it produce? And what could I realistically sell it for?" Those are very different questions. In this video, we will count down 7 things commonly mistaken for wealth-building assets. For each one, we will examine why it creates the illusion of wealth, how it can quietly keep you poor, and what the smarter alternative looks like. At the end, I will give you a simple 3-question test you can use before buying almost anything. Let's begin. A new phone, television, laptop, or home entertainment system may be useful, but usefulness does not automatically make something a good financial asset. Consider a $2,000 laptop. The moment Poor Stick buys it, he feels as though he has converted his money into something valuable. But the laptop immediately begins to age. A newer model appears. The battery weakens. Software requirements change. Its resale value falls. And if Poor Stick financed it, the situation becomes even worse. He may still be making payments on a device that is already outdated. Technology becomes particularly dangerous when people repeatedly upgrade before the old device has stopped serving its purpose. A $1,200 phone replaced every 2 years costs far more than the price shown at checkout. There may also be interest, accessories, insurance, repairs, and the lost investment growth of the money spent. However, technology can become a productive asset. A camera used to earn money from photography is different from a camera sitting unused in a cupboard. A laptop used to build a business, develop a valuable skill, or produce content can generate returns far beyond its original price. The important question is not, is this technology expensive? The question is, what will this technology help me produce? If it mainly provides entertainment or status, treat it as consumption. There is nothing wrong with consumption, provided you call it what it is and can comfortably afford it. Luxury goods are often sold with the language of investment. The salesperson may tell you that a watch is timeless, a handbag will hold its value, or gold jewelry is always worth money. Sometimes that can be true. A small number of rare watches, handbags, and jewelry pieces appreciate significantly. But this does not mean every expensive item is an investment. The price you pay in a luxury shop contains more than the raw value of the materials. It may include branding, retail costs, marketing, craftsmanship, and a very healthy profit margin. When you attempt to resell the item, the next buyer may not reimburse you for all of that. Poor Stick buys a $5,000 watch and records $5,000 in his head as part of his wealth. But if a dealer would offer him only $3,000 today, he does not have a $5,000 investment. He has a $3,000 item that cost him $5,000. Jewelry creates a similar illusion. The insurance valuation, replacement price, and resale value can be 3 completely different numbers. Rich Stick can still enjoy luxury, but he purchases it with surplus money after saving and investing, not with money needed for financial security. He also avoids pretending that every expensive possession is part of an investment strategy. If you buy something because it makes you happy, that is a lifestyle purchase. Enjoy it, just do not ask your retirement fund to pay for it. Art, trading cards, rare shoes, wine, coins, and memorabilia can sometimes rise enormously in value. That possibility attracts people. They see one rare item sell for a fortune and assume that everything in the same category must be a good investment. But successful collecting usually requires specialized knowledge, careful authentication, proper storage, insurance, and access to the right buyers. The market can also be extremely illiquid. Illiquid means that you may own something valuable on paper, but struggle to sell it quickly at a fair price. Imagine Poor Stick owns a collection supposedly worth $20,000. Then he loses his job and needs money within 2 weeks. If the best immediate offer is $12,000, the theoretical valuation will not pay his bills. The $12,000 offer is the financial reality he faces. Collectibles also produce no cash flow while you hold them. Their price depends on someone else wanting them more in the future. That does not make them automatically bad. It makes them speculative. Rich Stick treats collectibles as a small, optional part of his wealth, not the foundation of it. Before considering a collectible an investment, ask, do I understand this market better than the average buyer? How will I verify authenticity? What will storage, insurance, and selling fees cost? How long might it take to find a buyer? And am I still comfortable owning it if its price never rises? If those questions do not have convincing answers, you are probably buying a hobby, not building an investment portfolio. A car is an asset because it has resale value. It may also be essential for work, family responsibilities, and daily life. But cars are among the clearest examples of an asset that can weaken your finances. A car usually falls in value while simultaneously creating expenses. There is the purchase price, loan interest, insurance, fuel, maintenance, registration, parking, and repairs. In the United States, transportation accounted for about 17% of average household spending in 2024. Together, housing and transportation consumed more than half of total household expenditure. The danger grows when buyers focus only on the monthly payment. Poor Stick walks into a dealership and asks, how much will this car cost each month? The dealer extends the loan and reduces the monthly payment. Poor Stick feels that the car has become affordable, but a smaller monthly payment does not necessarily mean a cheaper car. It may mean he will remain in debt longer and pay more interest. He can even become underwater, owing more on the loan than the car is worth. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau warns that rolling negative equity from an old vehicle into a new loan can push borrowers even further underwater. Rich Stick asks a different question. What is the least expensive, reliable car that meets my actual needs? The objective is not always to buy the cheapest vehicle available. An unreliable car can create repair bills and lost working time. The objective is to buy enough car, not as much car as a lender will finance. A car becomes financially productive when it helps you earn income or saves you significant time without consuming an unreasonable share of your budget. It becomes a wealth trap when it is purchased mainly to display success that has not yet been built. A home can absolutely be an asset. It may appreciate, provide stability, and allow you to build equity instead of paying rent. But buying a home does not guarantee that the home will make you rich. The problem begins when someone buys far more house than their income can comfortably support. Poor Stick buys the biggest home the bank will approve. He looks at its market value and feels wealthy. But every month, the house demands mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, repairs, and possibly homeowners association fees. A large home may also encourage additional spending. More rooms require more furniture. A bigger garden requires more maintenance. A prestigious neighborhood may create pressure to buy a more expensive car and maintain a more expensive lifestyle. The house appreciates by $15,000, but Poor Stick spends $20,000 on interest, taxes, repairs, and improvements. The headline says his property increased in value. His bank account tells a different story. There is also an opportunity cost. If the home consumes nearly every available dollar, Poor Stick may have little money left for retirement accounts, diversified investments, emergency savings, or business opportunities. He becomes house rich but cash poor. Rich Stick does not automatically avoid homeownership. He buys a home that fits both his life and his complete financial plan. The right question is not, can the bank approve me? It is, can I own this home, maintain it, invest consistently, and still sleep peacefully? Your primary residence can support your wealth, but it should not swallow every other part of your financial life. Real estate is one of the world's most popular wealth-building tools. That reputation causes some people to believe that any rental property must be a good asset. It is not. A property can rise in value over 20 years and still create serious financial stress during the 19 years before you sell it. Poor Stick buys a rental property because someone tells him, tenants will pay your mortgage. He calculates the rent, subtracts the mortgage payment, and calls the difference profit. But he forgets property taxes, insurance, management fees, repairs, maintenance, vacancies, and major replacements. The roof will not last forever. Neither will the heating system, plumbing, appliances, or paint. The property may sit empty between tenants. Some rent may arrive late. Legal and administrative costs can appear unexpectedly. The IRS itself treats rental ownership as an activity involving income, operating expenses, depreciation, and possible limitations on losses, not simply rent minus mortgage. Suppose the rent is $2,000 and the mortgage is $1,600. Poor Stick sees a $400 monthly profit, but after averaging all the other expenses, the property may actually lose $200 per month. Now poor Stick must feed the property from his salary and hope that future appreciation rescues the deal. That is speculation disguised as passive income. A temporarily negative cash flow is not always disastrous. An informed investor may accept it as part of a renovation or long-term strategy, but the decision must be deliberate, affordable, and supported by realistic numbers. Rich Stick calculates the property's true cash flow before buying it. He includes a vacancy allowance, routine maintenance, large future repairs, management costs, and an emergency reserve. He also asks whether the expected return justifies the time, debt, and concentration risk. A rental property is not automatically an investment simply because someone else lives inside it. The numbers must make it one. Owning a business sounds like the ultimate asset, and a profitable, transferable business can be extremely valuable. But many people do not own businesses, they own expensive jobs. Poor Stick starts a company. He invests his savings, buys equipment, rents an office, and works 70 hours every week. Revenue begins to arrive, so he says the business is making money. But revenue is not profit. If the company receives $100,000 and spends $95,000, it has not produced $100,000 of wealth. And if poor Stick must work full-time for the remaining $5,000, the business may not even be paying him a reasonable wage. The real test comes when he stops working. If customers disappear, operations collapse, and income immediately falls to zero, the business has little independence from its owner. It may still be worthwhile. It may be in its early growth stage, and self-employment can be more satisfying than a traditional job, but we should describe it accurately. An asset should eventually create value beyond the owner's daily labor. That requires profitable operations, repeat customers, reliable systems, accurate records, and ideally, a company that someone else could operate or purchase. Rich Stick separates three things: his salary for the work he performs, the company's profit after expenses, and the value of the business itself. If the company cannot pay him fairly and still make a profit, he does not pretend that high revenue has made him wealthy. He improves the business model, raises margins, builds systems, or acknowledges that he currently owns a job rather than an income-producing asset. The goal is not merely to own a business. The goal is to own a business worth owning. So how can you tell whether something is helping you build wealth or quietly keeping you poor? Before buying it, ask three questions. First, what will this put into my pocket? Will it generate rent, profit, dividends, interest, or additional income? Could it reduce a necessary expense or help you earn more? Second, what will this take out of my pocket? Include the full cost, not merely the purchase price. Count interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, fees, storage, and your time. Third, what could I realistically sell it for? Not the price you hope to receive, not the amount shown on an optimistic website. What would a real buyer reasonably pay after commissions, taxes, and transaction costs? Then use a simple calculation. Income produced plus realistic growth in value minus all ownership costs. If the result is consistently positive, you may have a wealth-building asset. If the result is negative, you may still choose to buy it, but call it what it is: consumption, convenience, entertainment, or speculation. There is nothing wrong with enjoying your money. The danger begins when consumption disguises itself as investment. Poor Stick tries to look wealthy by collecting expensive possessions. Rich Stick becomes wealthy by collecting things that produce value. That does not mean Rich Stick never buys a good car, a beautiful home, or a luxury watch. It means he builds the financial foundation first. He owns the productive assets before upgrading the lifestyle. Because the true cost of a bad asset is not only the money it consumes, it is also the real assets you could have purchased instead. So look around you. Which of your possessions put money into your pocket? Which ones strengthen your financial position? And which ones quietly demand more money every month? Your answers may reveal that the most expensive things you own are not necessarily making you richer. Sometimes, they are the very things keeping you poor. If this video helped you see assets differently, subscribe to Rich Stick, Poor Stick, like the video, and share it with someone who may be confusing an expensive possession with an investment. Because here, we are building wealth, one wise decision at a time.